Okay, guys, just trying to get this. Okay, so we're going to do a UFO chapter today, guys, because I had to stay home today. With my baby girl. Okay, so guys, we are on chapter 8 of UFO Mysteries. Perrin. Jack Perrin here. And we're also watching our brother Matt. We're watching brother Matt. So if you're here or there, I'm watching him. Just for a background. A second. Raymond, hello, my brother. Okay, so you're here, brother, so I will start now. Okay, guys, so can you see well, Raymond? You can see, yes? Okay. That's my lava lamp over there. Let me unhidden it a bit. It's still getting warm. It's not working yet. Still getting warm. Okay, so let's go for the new chapter. It's called Beings from Space in Autostop from Jane Thomas. Oh, sorry guys, you cannot see me. Let me see if I can put this like this. Is it better? Okay. I cannot read you guys. Okay, so they received a correspondent from ASI in Bahia Blanca. So it was in the South Province in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, near the Atlantic, about 562 miles from the capital. A fascinating story that was told to us by an indigenous mechanic with the name Eduardo Fernando de Deu, with 32 years old and married. He has a little mechanic repair office for cars in Bahia Blanca. So his adventure happened on a Sunday, on the 27th of August. Hello, Lynn, sorry. I'm watching from the sides, sister. Lynn LeBlanc, very good to see you, sister. So his sighting happened on the 27th of August in the first hours in the morning on the main street, National Street number 3. Mr. Dedeo, he doesn't stop for a moment. His neighbors, researchers, and journalists and also the police constantly ask him questions to 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 gain more details about the story. So about the encounter, on that Sunday morning, very early, Mr. Dedeo was coming home after dinner in Medanos. Uh, he saw near Medanos, where after the dinner, he saw someone near the edge of the street that was asking for a ride. This man with a very long neck and a helmet on his head. He was taller than normal. Sometimes they talk about a round hat and a very uh, pointy cheek, not cheek, chin, sorry, that almost reached his chest. Imagine, so he had a long, thick chin and face and long neck and as well a helmet. He decided to stop and take him. The man entered in the car in silence and sat next to him. The mechanic asked him if he was going to the Bahia, and the passenger answered something that he could not understand. Interesting. So he was a foreigner. Dedeu thought that podes vir, Manny. Mr. Dedeu thought that the man was some working man that was having difficulty to talk and was very timid to express himself. Queres vir aqui sentar-te ao meu lado?
Oh, pai, que estás a ler um livro? Oh, pai,
Silêncio, o papai vai ler, deixa o pai ler. Okay. So he thought he was too shy to talk or express himself in talking. So the journey continued in silence, but when they reached kilometers 710, the lights of the car turned off, and the driver had to stop. He noticed then that he thought that it was a bus turned on the streets. This object had a blue light in the center and two other lights, weaker and white, on the laterals. He told us that. Oi, posso falar ainda? Vai ver a televisão, vá. He told us that he left the car immediately, and there was a huge light accompanied by very intense heat. He hid behind the door of his car, and when he was able to look up, he saw an object with white lights that were passing through some sort of portholes and a green light coming from underneath that was moving to the left. This all happened in very few seconds, and when he turned his car, he noticed that the passenger had disappeared. The door on his side was opened. The handle was on the floor on the inside of the car. That at that time the lights turned on again. Mr. Dedeu pressed on his way on his car, nervous and very shaken. Some other articles in other journals say that the car was an old Ford from 38 or 39, and Mr. Dedeu stopped to repair electric cable that was serving of antenna, so that he was being able to turn on the radio. They say that the radio was a bit damaged, so that's why he didn't hear the words of the passenger. So this is another detail. Okay, let's go back to the version of the A side. Okay, just wait for a second, guys. My baby needs some small help. Abraços, Carlos. Hello, Bud Files. Bonjour, Lynn. Big hug, Raymond. Mani, é para aqui que tens de falar. Aquilo só. Aqui, isto é o amigo do papá que está a falar ali. É o Matt, o amigo do papá. E aqui é o papá que está a fazer um live, está a contar a história, está bem?
Sim.
Ok, agora posso continuar?
Pai,
Sim.
vai buscar o carro do mano.
Sim. Está ali. Está aí ao lado. Okay, let's go back, guys, to the version of the journal AC. So other testimonies say that the mechanic went to make a deposition at the police station, where he was interrogated for 4 hours in the presence of a doctor. So as they became wary, is that the story is serious and coherent. The Mister told that he had seen a UFO before for 2 times, once when he was an adolescent, and the second time during his honeymoon in the province of San Juan. Oh, guys, I'm shivering, guys. Sorry. This is because it reminds me of my honeymoon. I didn't see a UFO, guys. You must also say that the UFO was seen by other people. Anibal Pato and his wife told that they saw this strange object near the village of Algarrobo, and Mr. Juan Carlos, my name in Argentinian, Oro, a young man that lives in house 33 of the Marines, made a similar declaration. Another testimony that corroborates this last one was that Mr. Roberto, that works in a industry in the region where this happened, said the following. In the police quarter, about 3 in the morning on that Sunday, he saw a weird device stopped over a small mountain near the side of the road, on the same place on the National Street number 3, that was emitting white light. He said that this device was like a bus, and also talked about some portholes close to windows. Okay, some investigators of the University of National of Sur investigated this case and made a very minutious exam on Mr. Dedeu's car to see if there was any signs on the passenger seat. As to always happens on similar cases, not all people hear the testimony of Mr. Dedeu, believe him. Some think that he drank too much and that caused him hallucinations. So he wanted to make kind of a theater. But all of them that know him say that this man doesn't drink and he's a ponderate, fair person. Okay, another strange visitor. This wasn't the first time that a terrestrial thinks that he saw an extraterrestrial. Let's remind ourselves, for example, on the case of the young of Villa Carlos Paz that happened on the 13th of June in 1968. That night, Maria Pretzel um, was 19 years old. She was in the kitchen of a motel of her father called La Casuestra. This girl saw a huge, intense light in the hall of the entrance, and she went there to see what was going on. She was surprised as she seen a very young, very tall, blonde man, um, very imponent. The hairs were very combed behind, and he was wearing a sort of a suit of a um, very small wool, blue, fluorescent blue. From the nails to the hands, there were some luminous rays that projected forwards and backwards. On his left hand, he had a species of a crystal ball that was emitting. Oh, guys, remember the crystal ball that the witches also have this narrative. This crystal ball was emitting powerful light, shinings of light. Uh, on his right hand, he had um, I don't know. It's like a band, a small band, like a band that you use to when you hurt yourself. But that was covering half of his hand and was stuck to his finger. Each time that he would raise his hand in a sign that looked like friendship, he gave the impression of raising him, raising from himself and floating in the air. When this happened, the girl became without strength and had a dizziness. But when the hand came down, she would recovery immediately. Amazing, guys. This is some sort of landing energy that Dolly also talked about this on her lessons, guys, on a Monday. So it's today. Don't forget this, guys. That they have something on his hand, and when they raise it, uh, they have some sort of cables going to their feet, contacting the soil. So maybe this technology is that when they raise themselves floating, um, this technology goes to the soil, and anybody in contact with the soil will pass out. Think about this, guys. She says this person started slowly approximating with a very fixed smile with no expression. The young girl says that she felt her head full of air and she was transpiring, and she was sweating so much that it was going down her neck. But when he raised his hand to the skin, she felt it completely dry. She received a message telepathically, and that said to not be afraid. And the being then approximated from the balcony where she was, the sphere in his hand that looked like it was in constant rotation, maybe an orb, guys. After the light of this ball turned off, the being stopped and turned himself in the direction of the living area.
Pai,
Um,
pai, posso pintar com tintas?
sim, mas tem de ser na mesa.
Está.
Senta-te na mesa que o pai já vai buscar as coisas. In the direction of the door, leaving. When she saw this being turning his back on her, the girl noticed that he had a sort of a skirt covered by scales, by silver scales. When he arrived at the door, this door opened automatically and closed automatically behind him, like he didn't even touch it. Feeling that she was passing out, Maria only had time to uh, to drag herself to the room as to uh, lie down on her bed. Her father, that just arrived on that time, said that he saw two strong red lights on the street. First, he thought that was the red lights of a car, but thought there were two distance one from each other to belong to a car. So when he got in the house, he found her daughter passed out. When she came back to her, he knew then what happened. Last informations about those that do auto stop. So this auto stop seems to be a way that they are able to cause people to pass out, guys. My people, Welsh Hammer, Misty, Derek, love you guys. Very good to see you. Buddy Biggs, Big Chief, big hugs, brothers. Very good to see you guys. Have an awesome Monday, okay? Sister Sarah! Mwah, sister. I hope you're feeling good, sister. You have a refreshing morning, and I'll send you a big, big hug to your birdies and to you. And don't don't light it up just yet, sister. Eat something and have have a great afternoon. And then after you eat something, then you can light it up, sister. Okay, so guys, we are on the last informations about those that do auto stop. This is about maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I'm gonna have to go and prepare the painting for my daughter that she wants to paint. So I'll be back in like 1 minute. Okay, guys. Love you very much. I'll leave you with my with my lamp, guys. Okay, I'll leave you with my lamp. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. If you want, you can watch my brother Matt.
That you can learn anything from.
You can hear my brother Matt
I
then.
shouldn't be alive. Okay?
Mari?
Even those scenarios
Tá bem, pai vai buscar
are
copo com água, tá?
mistakes that happen. And that is the one thing in survival scenarios that makes a survival situation a reality is human error. Humans cause their own survival problem. Right, DR. Take care, freaky brother. But even on that I Shouldn't Be Alive show,
Olha, o que é queres pintar,
on
mano?
that I Shouldn't Be Alive show,
Tens papel para vai buscar papel.
every single one of those things, they took a wrong turn. They thought they knew the area. Like the Les Stroud Survivor stories that he does. There was a family that went out morale mushroom hunting, and they were gone. They were lost in those woods for, I think it was like a month. You know, the father threw his back out. The mother thought she knew the area and didn't know the area, and it was getting cold, So, and they didn't dress properly and all this stuff. Yeah.
Guys, we're back.
Like, there is no real survival situations. Like, in the 1800s, when they were breaking through the Antarctic.
Okay, guys, so
Hunting seals. And
so after there seems to be some new information about those that do autostop. It's a term that they use, and they say we just received photocopies and extracts from other correspondence about this subject, and the most important of this subject is that Alfredo Ser and Juan Fernandez from the magazine People from Buenos Aires on the 7th of September of 1972. So that what is given us to evaluate the text of his testimonies don't add anything new to the Miss Jane Thomas case, but contains curious drawings. Okay, so this is a drawings, guys. So this is the people, more or less. So it seems to be one of those old hats, old helmets that they use.
Those situations are not around anymore. There is too many technological advancements for people to not. And I don't understand why there's so many 411 cases.
They have these curious drawings based on a description of his passenger that accompanied him on the journey on the 25 kilometers.
Oh yeah.
The exact time of this happening can may be fixed at the 3 hours in the morning of Monday on the 28th, not on Sunday like it was said before. Miss Thomas had indicated that the physical aspect of this mysterious traveler was described as taller than normal, or even with a chin so long that it almost got his waist. So his chin, it could have been a mask, I don't know. Trying to see similarities to other beings, the authors Alfredo Serra and Juan Fernandez, they note that this is another detail about the long, thin chin that is very similar to the famous statues on the island of Easter Island. Can you see, guys? It's very, very similar to the Easter Island stones. So, guys, we can start getting a picture, right? Squirrels, brother, very good to see you. Good morning. So this is a very interesting that they went to get this detail. They say that these Easter Island statues were never built. They were built by extraterrestrials. At least their theories. But nobody ever attributed the building of these monoliths to beings coming from space. But we can note frequently that there's a big temptation in doing comparisons between the mysteries that we find in our planet. Okay, so guys, we're going to this is chapter 9. It's chapter 3, but it's story number 9, guys. So I'm doing the chapters. Oh my god, guys, there is so much here. Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna do the chapter chapter 9 now as well, guys, okay? So we'll do it 2 chapters. Okay, maybe more, because this one is going to be a quick one.
There's plenty of ways to get water. There's plenty of ways
Okay, so now on this new chapter, it's called Visitations to the Interior of a UFO. Special Journeys, Physical Exams to Humans. Okay, so this one here will be having some probing if you guys are afraid, okay? So this we're gonna talk on this chapter. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories. And this here is the contact of Luciano Galli in Italy, the contact of Sid Patrick, the encounter of Professor Guimarães. This one may be Portuguese, I'm not sure. The most amazing of all cases, kidnapped of 2 Steiner brothers near New York, and the kidnapped of a journey Medonha, Bebedouro, Brazil. And then we have confirmations of other concepts of time. But guys, we're only gonna do 1 chapter, maybe, probably, because I wanna have some lunch, not lunch, but eat some snack, guys. So let's talk. Frequently, the cases of people that saw a UFO landing are invited by their occupants to go in. After they are permitted to see the inside of the craft. In some cases, the witnesses are made against their will to do a medical exam test. Sometimes the visitations are short, sometimes, by the contrary, the UFO drove the witnesses until the UFO drove the witnesses to a bigger mothership, and the UFOs, extraterrestrials, it's a bigger UFO. So basically, the extraterrestrials say that they have a small UFO, maybe 2 or 3 aliens can go inside. They go to a bigger UFO, and that small UFO and the big UFO, the bigger mothership, also has those spheres, those orbs that accompany the people. So you can see, guys, that there is no way to fight them, because the orbs will do the checking the zone, the gridding of the zone, if there's any people, and if there's any attack by the humans to the UFOs or the aliens, the orbs can make the humans completely fall asleep without having to kill anybody. But you can see that they can kill it. They can kill just by the burning process of getting close to them, and possibly if you get too close to the craft, if it's turning on and you don't have the protection turned on yet, you may have those radiation burns, or you don't know which radiation it is. It may not be nuclear radiation. It may just be burning radiation, you know. Okay, so they say that they use the mothership for the interstellar journeys, and then and that they can have about hundreds of small disc-like shaped crafts used for dislocations between planets. So guys, you can see that everything these guys are saying in this book makes 100% sense, guys. 100%. You got the mothership to go bigger distances where you can get
Best
bigger, higher accelerations,
survival situation or SHT situation.
where
A
the
mother,
technology you're using is
a mother
destroying
do
all sorts of
anything and
meteorites that
everything for their
are in
family
front of them if they're doing
live.
a big
I'm
big
not saying every mother.
speed, like
I'm just saying
you know, the how do you call it, the vortals,
she will do anything and
light
everything
speed,
for
basically,
a
on the movies, on Star
child
Trek.
or
So
whoever
basically,
to live. That mother
guys, can you
mindset.
understand that these motherships, when they leave a certain zone, if they come here, they are gonna have to pass the meteorite belt, you know, the big belt we have. And guys, don't you think it's so logical that every time they come in or come out, they may displace some meteorites, and that's why you get meteorites always flying all over the place, as well as the universe is growing, so these meteorites are being pulled and pushed all over the place, and
Killing people.
it's so logical, guys, that even now you have new meteorites that even Ron the other day did a video about a meteorite that was discovered the day before by NASA, and it was like 17,000 kilometers from Earth. And that distance, guys, is maybe not as big as the distance as we are from the moon, guys.
That is.
Or maybe just a bit
You say you can't
more than the moon. I'm not sure, guys. You have to check the video.
because you do
But
whatever
still,
you can to bring home
huge meteorite the size of Empire State Building just passed by us 2 days ago, and NASA found it 3 days ago. And they were just talking that the Apophis passed very close by, and they say that if Apophis hit Earth, it would have hit the Santa Monica Bay in America, guys. So basically, California,
no different
Santa
from
Monica.
everyday life.
Sarah, are you hearing me, sister? Sister, did you just hear me? That Apophis, if didn't, how lucky you are, sister. Do you understand how lucky you are? The bigger the country you are, the bigger the probability you have of getting hit by a meteorite. And Apophis is like a few kilometers, guy. It's like 1 kilometer or something, guys. Huge, huge mother F. And this guy, this meteorite, can cause some big flooding in America and South America. You know, Mexico maybe would not exist anymore. Basically, guys. So let's go back to the story, okay, guys? This is gonna be a very interesting one because this is about Luciano Galli. This is a Italian guy.
You're in the wilderness.
Italian guy.
Survival situation. In the wilderness.
And our friend Matt, he's talking about survival. So
Judge you is your
please subscribe to our brothers, Matt, Second Star Survival. He's a really amazing friend of the family, okay, guys? He's part of the family.
What's up, Sid? How you doing?
Sister, Sarah, go to Matt and tell him I'm making publicity about him, and tell him I'm sorry I'm doing a live at the same time. But you know, the Mondays, I like the Mondays, and my kid she's doing some painting, so I'm doing maybe 2 or 3 chapters today, okay? 40 minutes, maybe one more. Okay, so let's continue. It's interesting to reveal here the details mentioned by the witnesses, which they talk about the internal aspects of these vehicles, the illumination, the panels of command, the seats, etc., excluding the inevitable differences that we also found in our automobiles. There is a series of points of contact that could not be invented
an endangered species either way, unless it has a tracker on it.
nor already knew by mediums.
You're saved.
Amazing guy. These guys. Look, guys. I'm only this thick of the book. Look how much we have to read. Look, guys. Freaking amazing. Okay, so wait a second, guys. I'm gonna have to just check on my small daughter. Bosco and George, love you very much, brothers. Post your links, guys.
Whatever they had on hand.
Squirrel, I love your blue color, brother. Wait a second, guys. Mani, já acabaste?
Yeah.
O que é que queres fazer
But,
agora?
I'm
Queres
just
Spidey?
saying, like, if it, if you see an animal that has a glowing red, like, light on them, do your damnedest to kill that creature. Because if you kill that creature and it stops
Ana, eu vou
moving,
buscar uma.
they
Pode ser uma
will
bolachinha?
send a research team out there to see what happens.
Pode ser um queque?
Right, yeah. Blood pudding, yeah. It's all good, Sarah. Tell him I'm sorry because
Onde é que está a frutinha?
I
Onde é que
didn't
está a
know he was
frutinha?
going live. I
O
didn't
que é para comer aqui, está bem? Ou queres sentar no sofá? O computador não. Quando a Mani chegar.
The whole entire
Não, o computador não é para ligar, mano.
one man
A mamãe ainda não chegou, linda.
prepping
Ana, Jesus.
the
Agora
lone
para de
wolf
ligar.
mentality. It's all a
Aqui o
shame.
quê? E o suminho? E a frutinha?
People think that they can be a lone wolf in a survival situation. And if you've ever seen any of those survival TV shows like Naked and Afraid and all that stuff, that proves to you that
No, don't say so. I don't want to say sorry. He was on first, sister.
like Naked and Afraid. Naked and
No, I don't do notifications, sis. I just go live.
Two people. When one person has to leave or whatever,
Terry, brother.
the mental decline in
Very good to see you. I'm just eating
contact. When they are by themselves,
a muffin
lose themselves. It's the same
before we
story.
dive into the Italian contactee Luciano Galli.
Dropped off on
Podes vir,
Pacific
Manny.
and islands in South America.
Traz uma cadeirinha.
He went primal. He forgot how to speak he forgot how to speak Spanish. He forgot how to talk. Because it was him by
Sim.
himself. When they found him, he was stronger. He was
Ora, mano, o pai agora está a trabalhar, linda.
everything because he had to adapt to the surroundings around him.
É linda.
And that mindset, that whole idea of being a lone wolf will drop.
Senta-te no colo.
It will put you under
O pai dá, tá?
because the lack of human interaction. You don't have to talk to people. You don't have to.
Olha, Mani, agora podes comer e ficar aqui ao lado do papá, mas não podes falar agora, tá?
Even people that say that they're lone wolves
Okay, guys.
that are in
and let's go for it because I may have to stop after this case because my kid needs my attention.
because they are in a full chat with other human
Okay, guys.
beings talking with them.
Okay, so after a huge surge of activity of UFOs in Italy, the editor of Domenica della Sera asked one of his reporters, Renato Albanese, to go visit a certain number of people that had seen these flying discs. Que posso falar? Vai lanchar o que está na mesa. Come na mesa o queque. So the reporter had a huge task with a lot of incredible. Oh, forget about that. He had a huge task, and uh, after the case, he came back with a very different opinion. He said, frankly, I don't know what to think. After I heard so much weird stuff, if in reality these flying trucks don't exist, then we are in a field of witchcraft. The sighting of Luciano Galli started in the above journal on June 1962. Galli is a man of 42 years old. He's short, simple, and normal. He doesn't seem to have that age because he has a very infantile expression on his face. He wears glasses because he has myopia. He's married and has 3 kids. He lives next to the Via Castagnoli. I got his address thanks to Dr. Alberto Perrego Roma. Galli is an engineer, modest, and he's in front of a small office. He does fishing on his free time. Fishing, guys. We have some fishers here, guys. Big hug to the fishing family. He arrived home on his rented car. With no formalities, he picked up his car and took me to the place when he found the disc. This experience happened on the 7th of June, 1957 or 59. He's not very sure. We left town. We went through a little road, secondary road, to Colin, near a little mountain. Then we went to a small elevation that is called Coroara, that is 57 kilometers from Bologna. We left the automobile and we followed through a terrain that Mr. Galli called Il Buco del Prede Santo. This terrain was surrounded by rocks. Here he told me that the disc was waiting for him. It was floating about 2 meters from the ground. Galli said that the color of this craft was gray, brilliant, though he told him that at the time of his experience, he never heard of the name Adamski. Later on, with fear that Albanese, the reporter, thought that he was inventing or lying, he wanted to sign a declaration. I don't want people to think that I invented this story to earn money and make publicity. What I told is pure truth. Wonderful, guys. Look how he written a paper to the reporter saying that he didn't want money for his story. Bloody hell, guys. This is good. I love this, guys. People before were much fairer and much more honest than now. Can you see that, guys? Very interesting. The details of his experience on the 7th of June of 57 or 59, Gali left his house at 2:30,
It's
2:20,
it's a selfish
um,
mentality.
and after lunch to go to work. At that time, the office was in a road that didn't have an exit, perpendicular to Via Castagnoli.
It's a
He was
delay.
almost arriving on a Fiat 1100 black. Oh, he was almost arriving when a black Fiat stopped in front of him. From inside, there was a very slim, tall man,
Like I don't know
very
what
dark
it is about
skin,
you two,
with regular and very dark eyes.
but
He had the feeling of a nice person. Gali continued. The man had a completely gray suit
I'm looking right now
with two lines of buttons going
John D
down.
went live. I didn't know he went live.
Um,
I didn't get a notification.
this man had a shirt, a tie,
Get like
and
CR's
was talking correct Italian.
notifications. I hardly
On the wheel of the car, there was another man, very slim, elegant, that brought a suit, a very
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
very bright suit, no no mustache that the other friend had. He never opened his mouth. I knew.
Like CR, your live stream the other day that I came into.
Gally said that he knew
Had
the one with the beard.
like
He's seen him before because he had seen him
Ai, saca, boy.
sometimes in a city.
a
Vai
couple
para o
of
sofá, eu vou
videos
para já
that
vai.
he's posted, and I
He
never
saw him
got
in
a
the city
notification for
sometimes.
any of it.
He looked like he wanted to follow him. He's remembering that he saw one day when he was
Gotcha.
walking with a friend near
Yeah.
in Via Castagnoli under the arcades. Like always, he fixes him with his eyes. I wanted to talk him, but suddenly he disappeared, and now this stranger was in front of me. Asked me if I remember him. I said, "Yes, I remember." He said, "Don't you want to come with us?" I said, "Where?" He said, "Don't be afraid, nothing will happen to you."
Is Deanna here? Hey, Deanna, how you doing? Beautiful cryptid.
Gali got in the car
What are you
and
up to, sis?
they went away from the city. About
Tell your
2:30,
mom I said hey
he
and
arrived
love
on the top of the Croara. There was a disc waiting for them. The inferior part of this craft came a cylinder, a metallic cylinder that opened itself. Gali got in through this cylinder. Note the cylinder that these details were told by Mario Zuccala that were edited on the number of July, August of the FSRR. Okay, it must be a book. Gali at start was a bit frightened. He felt very calm when he got inside. He never got in completely. When he fled, he felt over himself a flash of two potent lights. "Don't be afraid," said the man with the beards. "We are just taking you a photo." What did he wear that day? Asked the journalist to Gali. "Precisely now, my monkey suit of work," because he was a mechanic. "What did you? Not a mechanic, sorry, an engineer. What did you see inside?" "What did you see inside?" The cabin of the pilot was a very spacious and circular, with a lot of instruments surrounding. There were panels, there were screens, and there were um,
He shows direct
pointy
cuts of his
pens.
past
So he
TV
says these
shows.
pointy pens
That's
are
all he does, and he talks about them.
he says it's like
He doesn't
those
give
things
any
they
new
you use
ideas. He
to
doesn't
um,
do anything
to do clothing.
or show
So
his
very
lore.
pointy small
Yes.
metals. Hello 351. Bless you, my brother. Dale, brother, good to see you.
If he weren't, if
Love you very much, guys.
I thought when
Hyde Homestead, hello.
Lestro,
Very good to see you and welcome if I haven't seen you before.
Lestro's going to actually have a YouTube channel
So
where he
they
actually
say there were
plays
some sort
music
of
and stuff.
little pens
My
with the
favorite girl.
instruments. Um, there
But
was also some portholes,
it's.
uh, so you can look
I thought he
outside.
was actually
There
going
were
to
some
do
seats that were kind
a
of glued to the
survival
floor.
show.
In the middle
He was gonna
compartment, there was
show
some sort
how
of
he was going
a
to
round window with about 1 meter of
do
diameter.
adventures. You
Um,
know what I mean?
through this porthole, I noticed
No.
that
He
the
sits
land
in his
was
multi-million-dollar
furthering
house
itself
in
from us. First, it
luxury
had the same aspect as when you
movie,
see when you're in an
you know,
airplane. After, when you
theater
were
in his
in a
house.
darker
It
zone,
just
when you are
shows
in an
old
airplane,
Lestro TV
afterwards,
shows. That's
when
it.
you're in a very
I
darker
mean,
area, it looked like the moon.
I don't even rewatch my stuff
So the land,
because
the earth looked
I
like the
hate the way I
moon,
sound. I
and
hate the
even
way
later on, it
I
looked like
do
Venus or
anything. I
Mars.
hate it.
So Earth
And
got
that's why
very
it's hard for me
further
to
away
bring
from
out
them.
videos instead of
Um,
live streams
I could talk to that.
because of the
What I thought
editing.
was
I have to hear myself
did you
and
talk to the commander? Asks the journalist. Yes,
I don't like
easily.
it.
He spoke perfect Italian.
But
I asked him, how did he
you have to
learn
be
our
kind of
languages so well? And he said,
conceited to
um,
watch 20-year-old videos of
he used
yourself.
a good method. Suddenly,
What's up, Shire? How you doing, brother?
Mr. Galley found that through one of the portholes,
It's
a huge craft. It had about
sorry.
600 meters
I shouldn't be
of
talking about
size.
stuff. I should.
A huge, one
Because,
of the
you know,
extremities was cut like a cigar.
he,
The Zeppelin,
like
the
right now,
Zeppelin, so
right
he
here
says
was
Zeppelin
my
like a
iPhone
Zeppelin,
code.
was emitting a
Right
sort of
here's
phosphorus
was,
light, and it looked like it was
in my
underneath
opinion, the
powerful
godfather of
projectors.
TV survival.
Underneath the
TV,
extremity
and it
that it
wasn't even
seemed to be
just
cut,
survival.
you could see 6 openings
He did
from which
everything
there were
that Les
going
Stroud
in
is
and
doing
out
now.
little discs. Each
He even
opening
had his
was
own site,
divided in
and
six
I
parts.
saved up $400 to
This
buy
is
his
one of
site.
our spaceships,
Premieres,
says my
and it
companion.
broke on me.
Afterwards, Galley made a
Top
description so
quality right there,
minute
I'll tell you.
of the details completely
But
unknown about these crafts
it's
that
the
the
same thing as anything
responsibility
else.
is all his.
Go buy
He
a
declared, for
Les
example,
Stroud
when they
Camillus
approximated from
knife.
the
Go buy
mothership,
Les Stroud,
he noticed that the
survival
openings
bucket. Go
were
buy this. Go buy that.
about
Always
several
buy
other
that.
hangars that could house at least 50 discs. Around these hangars,
Right, CR. Right.
there were about 400 to
Yeah.
500 people,
Yeah, C4.
men
You know
and
what?
women.
Yeah, it was
All of this
hand
is what
forged,
Gali
full
says
tang,
underneath
everything.
oath.
No.
All of these
The
people
Ramirez knife was
were
everything. It was made out of a low quality
dressing
carbon
monkey
steel because
jumpsuits
carbon
of
steel is a
brilliant
multi
plastics
metal
or
knife.
silk.
Creates sparks
The
on it,
women
do
were
whatever.
very beautiful and very friendly.
But but it was such a low
Gali was
quality.
he was so surprised and asked his companion, where did they come from? Venus was the answer.
It was a
Milene!
survival night. It wasn't a
My kid has arrived from school.
be all. You know,
Vai pedir a mamãe que o pai já vai acabar e já vai ter contigo. Okay, so afterwards, Galley visited a big hall on the library and was a big compartment that he thought was from the commander. He couldn't forget himself that they offered him beer, cigars, and other things, told him to smile. Afterwards, he was uh, brought to the hangar and to the disc that had brought him, always on the company of the man of the mustache that had an angel-like
I should,
dressed angel-like aspect. Afterwards, he was taken precisely to the same spot, Croara. My journey started at 2:30 on the 7th of June and ended on the same day about 5 o'clock 40. So about 2, 3, 4, 5, about 3 hours and 20 minutes after. So it took about 3 hours and 10 minutes. Thank you for the math class. At the end of this interview, fantastic. The journey. Eu já vou. Quer aparecer?
Oh yeah, Debbie. Yeah. I mean, this was in the early '90s.
Tô quase, é só parágrafo.
I
At the end of this interview, fantastic, the journalist asked Galley if he was sure that all these things had happened to him in his normal state and not being in trance or hypnosis. He answered, I never been hypnotized. In reality, I did this journey in all normal faculties of my mental state. This is pure truth. Danny, brother, guys, hope you enjoyed 2 chapters. I'm gonna have to leave now. 1 hour. This is the perfect timing. Maybe I'll be doing more of these lives so that we can go over the whole book, because this book we're going to learn very good, interesting stuff, my people. Bless you. Tails, Terry, brother. Very good to see you, my moderator. Cleveland, as well. Very good to see you, my moderator. Danny, big brother. Hyde Homestead. Very good to see you. Sarah, sister. Big hug, big kiss. Yankee Kyle, brother, good to see you. Squirrels, big hug. Danger Dale, have an awesome afternoon, brothers. No grift, brother. Tails, exactly.
his name eludes me.
Okay, so Terry, if you're very busy, please have a good rest and go to the jacuzzi or something with very hot showers to help you relax, okay? And relax your muscles. Bosco and George, big hug, brothers. Life with Misty, very good to see you. Please come back again. Derek as well. Hope you enjoyed the story, Derek. Welsh Hammer, brother. Very good to see you. Very good to see you at SOR Hammer when I'm sleeping. Carlos, big hug, brother. But Files, really good to see you, brother and sister. Big hug to the family. Love your family. And Raymond, love you very much, brother, as well. Okay, my people, stay blessed. See you on the next one. And keep looking to the skies. And if you don't want to be taken by them, don't look for them, okay? Love you very much. Family, okay, guys? Always there. Always there for the family.
Yeah, Whiteman's still alive. Yeah.
2 balls look like boobies, look.
But
Stay
Jesus
blessed,
Christ,
people.
there's
Have an awesome week, everybody, okay?
like Morris Kohansky. Yeah, he wrote
Look, big balls, small balls.
he wrote a lot and taught a lot of
See you on the next one, my people.